Hello there and welcome back to Build with the Boys. We now have the final one of the month with issue 42 of the Hachette Disney Dolls House. Now in this one we are not touching the main house, we're moving away completely. We are going to Winnie the Pooh's garden. And we're going to be on that for a long time. So we're on that for a while. And it is because next to the house, this thing is essentially part of the house. It's not just Pooh's room. It's the whole basement. And there is a mystery room in the basement that no one yet knows what it's for. There's a room we make in Winnie the Pooh's basement that nothing goes in. No furniture goes in. There's no bed in there for Winnie the Pooh. Nothing like that. It's just an empty room. But there's a theory that something that's coming in the holiday extension goes in this room. So potentially that could become another character's room. I know we've got Chip and Dale coming. Potentially that could be Chip and Dale's whatever. I don't know. Or it could be something to do with the summer. Don't know. So we'll take a look at it. We've got some very nice pretty bits in this one with parts for Belle's tea room. Now this we essentially get Pot and Mrs. Potts and Chip in this one, and there has been some. Why do they look like that? Why haven't they got the faces? Well, because they didn't stay that way, did they? They didn't stay as furniture, they didn't stay as crockery. Lumiere turned back into a human being. Cogsworth turned back into a human being. The little feather, they all turned back to normal. So that's why. I mean, the other reason is, even if they haven't turned back to normal and these are still who they are, when Belle first goes into the house, they're not all animated. They're all just stuff. So Lumiere, you don't see his face, he's just a candlestick. And the same with Chip and Mrs. Potts, the same thing. So they're just not the animated versions of these, and they all turn back. They didn't stay like that forever. They changed back to normal. So it could be one of two things: either that they're kind of inanimate, or they've turned back. That's what this is. So that's why they don't have little faces on them. I know you would like little faces on them, and I can kind of see the appeal of having those. But for me, it's more a, oh yeah, look, there's Chip and oh yeah, there's Mrs. Potts, and you can see what they would have become. I think that's okay. But we'll take a look at those in a minute. In this one, there's very little to do, like very, very little to do. We get the parts for Winnie the Pooh's floor, essentially. So all we're doing is we're literally gluing the extension piece to the floor. That's it. I mean, this is going to be a 2-minute build. It's not going to take long at all. We do get 2 stickers, which is wallpaper. It's brick. Detailing, we're not using those, and I don't even think we use them in the next issue. I think in the next issue we get, like, we might use one of them, but you're certainly not using both. We do use one of them, but you're not using both. But we'll talk about that at the end. Let's have a look at the pretty things we get with this one, and then we'll move on to the build. So here are our pretty bits for this month, and really rather lovely they are too. You can see here we've got the tea trolley, and we've also got our teapot and our cup, but they're not just any old teapot and cup. They are Chip and Mrs. Potts. Now I can show you just how detailed in the tiny these are, because if we take Chip here and I bring him up, let's see if we can get this zoomed in, you can see his Chip. There he is. And there's Mrs. Potts there. Now, they don't have the faces, because as I said, I mean, they don't stay. At the end of the movie, they're no longer those things. They've turned back. Now, an argument can be made, well, we get Beast, and Beast doesn't turn back. That's very true. But again, at the start of the movie, when Belle first goes into the house, they are just all kind of still frozen. They're not like they're not animated. I don't know why they made the decision not to put the faces on these. I don't. If you really wanted to, and you were that talented, I'm sure you could, but that is way too small for me to attempt. And I'm also aware of just how precise Disney illustration is. I'm sure we've all been in a doctor's waiting room or a play group somewhere where you've got those murals where you're like, that kind of looks like Mickey Mouse, but it looks weird. I'm conscious of doing that to these, so I'm not going to. I'm at peace with it. It's okay. It's okay. But I think this is a lovely thing. This doesn't feel like it would take a lot to break. I mean, I will give that. This I don't think this is going to last much play. If you're going to let kids play with this, be aware of that. And again, if you're going to let very small kids play with it, it's got to be supervised, because these things are so tiny. These are all you could swallow these so easily. So just be conscious of that. But lovely thing. I mean, really, really is lovely. And even, I mean, again, I don't mind them not having the faces because I like, as I said, it almost been like a curio cabinet where you look at it and go, oh, you can see the chip, and you can kind of see it's Chip and Mrs. Potts. I think it's cute. I think it's a cute thing. Anyway, let's move on to our main build. So these are the build parts we get in stage 42. We're not using these at all. So we've got these 2 stickers here. We're just not going to be using. We won't be using these until next month. So put them somewhere safe, keep them safe, put them somewhere safe, don't let them get all creased up. And all we're doing in this one, as I said, very little. We are going to apply some glue along here, 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 and here. And we are going to attach this one to this. That's it. That's all we're doing. So let's just get that done. We can do this in real time because this is going to take but a moment. So here we go. We're going to go along here. Along here. There. And there. Along here. That's it. So that's that one done. And then we are literally... Is that enough glue? Yeah, that's enough glue. Right, I'll give it a proper coat in there. Let's get that nice and evenly coated. That wasn't enough. Okay, and then all we're going to do is we're going to slot this one onto there like so. Clean that off, hold that down, make sure it's nice and flat. And that is it, we're done. That is literally the entirety of stage 42. That's it, that's got to be the quickest one we've done today. It just has to be. But this is Pooh's floor. So you now know how big, it doesn't get any bigger than this either. So that is how big the basement drawer is going to be. So what I can take, because we've got time, because I mean that was, Christ, a minute. There will be a wall that goes along here. This is the mystery room. No one knows what goes in here, but we're going to build a door for it and everything. And this is a wall here. We have the external walls along here and along here, which have the runners to the drawer on there. There will be a set of stairs, this wooden set of stairs that goes all the way down here, and that will lead up into the frozen hallway. This is where the main garden will be. So we'll have our dresser up against the back here. Our table will go in the middle, and our kite and a wheelbarrow and whatnot will go there. This here will actually hold the this section here will hold the underneath of the bay window of the Wonderland kitchen. So that bay window is going to overhang. This will have the part underneath the ornate part, and then it will pull out and slot in. So now you get an idea of what this is going to be. But that is a very, very, very short build. The fastest I think we've done to date on this one. And that's it. So let's have a chat. Yeah, that's that one done. Criminally short. I mean, that was ridiculous. That was like 30 seconds. we're over. But that's it. I mean, like, you know, that's done. We've started Winnie the Pooh's basement. That's our first step on that journey. And it's a long journey building this basement. And I know you're very eager to get back to the house. And we will. We'll get back there. But this is necessary. This is part of the house. And it's completely necessary. It will make up part of the outer wall as well. So it's completely necessary that we do this and we get this done. So what comes next? Well, coming next will be more Pooh's Basement. That's pretty much it. That's where we're going now until way beyond Christmas and into the new year. It does go up fairly quick for what it is, and this is fairly a hefty structure because we're not building one room, we're building 2 rooms, an entire outer. I mean, with the difference with we build a frozen room, it's got shared walls. So this has no shared walls with anything. This doesn't share any space with anything. So it takes quite a lot of work. But once it's done, it's done. So we'll just get through it, and then we will eventually get back to the house. There are issues where we just move away from this. I know there's one we make a lot of books for Cinderella's. I want to say it's either Cinderella or Belle's room. There's a bookcase in there, and we make a lot of books. So we move away from this one issue for that. There's an issue where we make bunting for Mickey's room as well, so we move away and do that. So there is some sort of break. There is some let up. In this just being Winnie the Pooh's room, but that's all there is to do for that one. We have a lot more coming up on the channel. The one thing I will say is, well, I've got to address this because this is ridiculous. I had like 3 or 4 people message me to say this really isn't something I get involved in, but I'll just address it just so you know. That they'd heard another YouTuber talking kind of crap about me. I don't care. I mean, that's the easiest way I can say it to you. I'm not bothered. You've probably seen enough of me now to know, do I strike you as the kind of person that gets into that? That's all a little bit too Jeremy Kyle for me. So it's very nice of you to tell me, but I'm really not bothered. To some people, this is their whole life. To me, this is something I do for fun. So I'm not. I don't care. I don't know what they've. I mean, they might be going through some bad times or something. I don't know. So I don't know. But I mean, I'm very happy-go-lucky and live and let live. I'm not really. That's not something I do. I don't do kind of feuds like that. So thanks for telling me, but don't feel like you have to, because it's not something I'm ever going to engage. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. We got more stuff coming up on the channel, so it's not just Disney Doll's House that we do here at Building the Boys. We do lots of things. So like throughout Halloween, we were telling ghost stories from the local area. What will be coming up in December will be some Christmas crafts we'll be doing. We'll start those December. I mean, I made a promise to some of my more kind of surly visitors that will be a Christmas free zone until the 1st of December. So I love Christmas, I do, but I don't like the kind of the ramming it down your throat, which is why I haven't got Christmas decorations up yet, but I will. We're going to go full tinsel in here on the 1st of December, but not until then. But we will have a lot of just little Christmas crafts you can do, very simple ones, the ones we do with the kids. So if you've got kids and you want Christmas crafts you can do with them, or you just want to do something yourself, you can sort of up this a bit. We will have that coming up. Another thing we will have coming up is I am crocheting, but for some reason the delivery of the if you think delivery of the Doll's House is bad, delivery of the crochet is terrible. So I've literally only just got my next 3 crochets. So I've got 3, 4, and 5, I think, which is weird. I think that's what I've got. Yeah, 3, 4, and 5. I don't know. That seems odd, but I'm pretty sure that's what they've sent me. And I will be crocheting like a madman to get those done. So those will be out. I am, like I said, I'm doing the Disney crochet. Am I great at it? No, I'm really not. But I will be. And pretty much, I'm taking it the same way as maybe yours. If you were new to these builds, you've never done it before, your skill set has come along good. I believe I could adapt that to the crochet. So I think a year from now, I'm about to bang these squares out in my sleep, and I think it's good. It's a very cute thing. It's a very nice thing. It's only a £5 a week as well, which I think is quite nice. So if you've never crocheted before, and you're thinking I'd love to do that, but I don't know how to do it, neither do I. But I tell you what, I'm doing all right. I've come a long way. I mean, I was sat on an airplane to Germany for a business trip crocheting. I look weird because dudes my size that look like me don't really sit and crochet. But I was so good like just crocheting away. So swing by and check that out. It's a lot of fun. We do other models as well. So we've got the Titanic model, and after every Titanic, we do a Titanic talk where we talk about survivors of the Titanic and sadly people that lost on Titanic and interested in facts. If you're interested in hearing about some of the issues of the Titanic, swing by and check that out. We've got R2-D2 with Jack. We've got Marvel talks coming up with Oscar. We've got Iron Man will be finishing next month. So you'll see Iron Man in his full glory. That is going to be in December. And this month we're going to be adding the head and the arms to the body. We have also got... don't know. It's dropped out my head completely. We've got some wooden models coming up as well. We've got a lot of lovely things coming up. We really do kind of have something for everybody, along with our weekly catch-ups as well. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's so nice to hear from all of you. Please don't feel like you're inconveniencing or nuisancing me by messaging, because you're not. I'm always happy to help you. And those that have asked for help and I've given help to will testify to that. I will get back to you as soon as I can. If I haven't got back to you yet on something, I will get back to you, I promise. It's just life can be a bit mad sometimes. That's it. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. And I will see you probably at the end of this month for the next 4 issues of the Disney Doll's House, where we'll be cracking on and doing a lot more Winnie the Pooh's Basement. I'll catch you then.